Hello Scapers, my name's Kaitios and welcome to part 6 of the Hardcore Efficiency series. At this point you should have base 40 melees, level 50 ranged, and also completed the Dragon Slayer quest. This video will show how to purchase your arrows as quickly as possible and to also highlight how to train your range level from 50 all the way up to 99. Just a quick shout out to all you guys watching these videos and showing support. It really does mean a lot to me. Before we do start, make sure to leave a comment on this video, clap that like button, and subscribe to see more of my content. Now guys, let's get right into it. The first thing that we'll need to do is to buy our Addy arrows as quickly as possible while getting a good price. Make sure that you're using the RuneLite client and turn on the menu entry swapper feature. Click UI swaps and change the shop by shift click option to either 5 or 10 if you're starting with a low cash stack of 200k or less, or to 50 if you have over a 200k cash stack. Make sure you have one of your mouse keys set to the shift button, which will let you trigger the shift buy effect. Also, ensure that you turn on the World Hopper plugin on RuneLite as well. Under the Quick Hop Next option, set your second mouse key to any key that you want, though I do prefer setting it to the space button as shown. On your game interface, make sure that you sort the worlds by free-to-play worlds at the top and all of the other worlds at the bottom. Now, head over to Lowe's Archery Emporium in Varrock and click on them. Hold down the shift button on your keyboard or mouse key and click on the adamant arrow stack to buy however many arrows it was that you set. In my case, it's 50 per world. If you have a lot of GP, and I'm talking at least a mil or more, then I'd advise buying 100 arrows per world from Lowe. After buying the 5, 10, 50, or 100 arrows per world, simply hit your other mouse key that has the spacebar assigned to it, or hit the spacebar itself, which will cause RuneLite to hop to the next world on your world select screen. It's a really cool feature that has many different utilities in RuneScape. Once in the next world, simply rinse and repeat until you bought as many arrows as you could with the cash stack that you have. Do note that if you have a large cash stack and are buying 100 Addy arrows per world, you'll eventually go through all the free-to-play worlds and will need to go to the Remington arrow shop in order to keep buying them. Unlike Lowe's and Varrock, it's price efficient only to buy, at most, 50 Addy arrows each world. Then, once you cycle through all the free-to-play worlds in Remington, go back to Varrock and keep repeating the cycle until you spent your entire cash stack. Now that you're loaded up on arrows, head over to the Corsair Cove Bank and withdraw a chisel, 20 nature runes, and 100 fire runes, which we'll use for cutting gems and high alching loot. Equip a coif, amulet of power, a green dragonhide body, chaps and vambraces, your maple shortbow, adamant arrows, any fashion cape, ring, and boots that you'd like. But do make sure that you're not wearing the fancy or fighting boots, as they do give a negative ranged attack bonus. If you don't have the green dragonhide items just yet, just make sure you equip the best range gear that you have. We'll be making a lot of cash from the tub of blubbas, so you'll easily recoup your GP back and then some. Make your way west to the Ogress dungeon as shown on the map. Talk to Harris if you haven't accessed this cave before, who will ultimately let you in. On your RuneLite client, turn on the NPC aggression timer and make sure the show timer and show area lines are checked off. Turn your run energy on, enter the cave, and run immediately north to the best spawn location for ogresses. Your aggression zone should now be shown in the game by the large square. Make sure you run past the northern side of the aggression zone and then immediately run back south towards the bottom of the zone, which is where the entryway to the ogresses is. Do not cross over the southern line of your aggression zone, otherwise you'll need to redo this. Range the Ogress warrior with the mace at the entryway on the safe zone indicated by my blue tile, and keep doing so until your aggression timer in the top left corner expires. Only attack this warrior with the mace, as the Ogress warrior with the staff will Michael Jackson moonwalk away from you. Oh, and don't think about attacking the Shaman, as you'll take a lot of damage. Also, if there's already someone else ranging in the entryway or otherwise, please be polite and hop to find an empty world instead of taking theirs. Hardcore Ironmen and women play the game with honor and integrity. Once the aggression timer on the top left expires and goes away, you're free to press north into the main area. When you're training, my advice is to only attack the Ogress Shamans, as they have a +8 range defense bonus compared to the Ogress Warrior, who has a +16 range defense bonus. Attacking the Shamans will provide more DPS and quicker XP gain than attacking the Ogress Warriors. In addition, the Ogress Shamans and Warriors drop the exact same loot at the exact same rates, so there really isn't a reason to attack the Warriors unless you feel like breaking up the monotony. The Ogress Shamans have a 4-tile attack range, so stay at least 5 or more tiles away when ranging them. On my screen, there's 4 blue tiles, each one being the safe spot for the Shamans. The top blue tile is the safe spot for the southern Ogress Shaman, the bottom middle tile is for the Shaman to the north, the bottom left tile is for the Shaman to the east, and the tile on the bottom right is for the Shaman to the west. Once you get in the routine, you'll be able to attack and run to the safe spot quickly while taking little to no damage in the process. It's up to you which items you keep, but I recommend keeping all gold, arrows, runes, limpwort roots, shaman masks, rubies, and diamonds. Cut all gems for the crafting XP, but drop the sapphires and emeralds as they aren't useful for anything else. In addition, don't pick up the mithril kite shields and only out the rune drops if you don't already have one of that particular item. If you're good, you can bury a bone in between attacks for free prayer XP with no time wasted. Much like with burying the bones, if you have any rune drops that you can high alch, you can also do that in between attacks for free mage XP, though it is a little bit more click intensive than burying bones are. A quick tip, always make sure you guys are ETF, or E to full for short. The Ogresses hit really hard, especially if you're a low leveled player, and if you ETF, it'll increase your chance at survival if you happen to disconnect. You'll need to do anything you can to retain your status as a hardcore, or else it will all be for naught. The Ogresses do drop salmon on occasion, or if you don't get them as drops, there are 2 bread spawn locations if needed. If you want to be super efficient, right-click on your prayer icon and check your Eagle Eye or Hawkeye prayer, whichever one you have, and hit done. Then you can prayer flick in between attacks to do increased damage and gain more XP per hour. If you successfully prayer flicked, you should see your XP counter change in color, reflecting the increased damage dealt from the prayer. If you get a random event like the Mr. Mordaunt or Maze events that transport you to a different location, make sure that you ETF before you do the random. After completing the random, you'll respawn back at the Tubba Blubba area and they'll be re-aggroed on you. They'll start attacking you and you'll quickly take damage. You'll need to quickly move north, then back south at the entryway, and go back to attacking the warrior with the mace to deplete the aggression timer. Then, when the aggro is expired, you can safely move back to the shaman area accordingly. Also, I did go ahead and pick up the Book of Knowledge for those of you that were wondering. You'll range the Ogresses here from 50 all the way to level 99 ranged, which will be your very first 99. A lot of hardcore Ironmen either die to the Ogresses and lose their status, or they burn out, so please be very careful when training here and try not to AFK for too long. If you do need to AFK, I strongly recommend logging out and logging back in once you've returned. If the grind is getting to you, you may always do something else and come back to the range grind as you wish. If you've been following the series so far and have been training with me, I want to personally say thank you and congrats on your very first 99 on your free-to-play hardcore Ironman. That's going to complete this video. Thank you so much for sticking to the end. I do want to let you guys know I multi-stream every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook Gaming. So, feel free to drop in and say hi. I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya!